Hi, Rich Tehrani here in the TMC newsroom. Today we're with Alan Pascoe, who's with Tekelec. Alan, how are you?
I'm good, thanks, Rich.
Great. Tell me a little bit about your company.
Yeah, well, Tekelec is a telecommunications vendor. We really have three main areas of focus: signaling and session control, performance management, and mobile messaging.
Okay, and so what are some of the areas of strength you're seeing these days?
Yeah, so what I'm going to focus on a little bit more is on the mobile messaging side, because we see tremendous growth worldwide in SMS, especially here in the United States. Over the last 2 or 3 years, it really has taken off. You look at some of the industry analyst forecasts of what's happened. You're looking at 100% growth year on year at the moment. So it's a very interesting and a very it's a great market to be in from a vendor point of view. So some of the things that we're also seeing from the market point of view is people are looking to try and move away from their legacy SMS infrastructure, which has been around for around 16 years. And you can imagine within a fast-moving industry such as telecoms, having the same architecture that you had for 16 years, it may get a little bit outdated. The services of which carriers or our customers like to deploy at the moment doesn't really fit in very well with the legacy format. So Tekelec is really bringing out a new way of delivering and routing mobile messages around people's networks and between networks as well. So we're really seeing that taking off now.
Are there parts of the world that seem to be doing better in terms of mobile messaging than others?
I would say what we're seeing growth in every single area of the world, but certain areas you're looking at, typical areas like India, you're seeing fantastic growth, North America, Latin America as well, but there isn't one area of the world which is actually forecasting a reduction in SMS.
So from a competitive standpoint, what is the biggest challenge?
I would say the biggest challenge at the moment from an operator perspective is really, they're having issues with trying to launch new services, and they're obviously in these tough economic climes, they're trying to reduce their CapEx and OpEx budget, as I'm sure you've been hearing the last 3 days quite a bit. So,
well, it's an interesting divergence, I guess, of ideas where the mobile data market is taking off, and mobile messaging, and a lot of these areas are really taking off, but at the same time, you've got an environment where it's tough to spend. So how do operators make it through this kind of environment?
Exactly. Well, that's a very good question. So Tekelec, we did an external webinar around about 2 weeks ago, where what we've done is really trying to quantify the savings of which an operator can get if they leverage Tekelec's mobile messaging equipment. We really did about an hour webinar on business cases. So we have generated basically an operator spreadsheet which they can use. They can input some of the values in from the network, and they can see the savings that they can drive from a CapEx and OpEx point of view, and really can help to show them and quantify, and also help justify some of the spendings they want to do. Because obviously, from an operator perspective at the moment, one of the tough things to do is trying to justify CapEx spend. So that's what we're really helping our customers do, to say, look, if you went down this path, this is what you would need to spend, but these are the savings that you would also have as well, and also realize if you installed the mobile messaging product from Tekelec.
And how is Tekelec looking at the mobile advertising market, if at all?
Yes, we are looking at, that is one of the new and exciting areas of which we see currently within the marketplace taking off. We actually have a number of deployments already within Europe and the Middle East, especially for mobile advertising. What we do is really leverage a very cost-effective, and also from a high reach point of view, is really driving the insertion of ads into text messages. So SMS is one of the most omnipresent services that is worldwide. Everybody pretty much with a handset knows how to use it. Very simple. The reach is huge, and what we can do is really come to a carrier and say, we can let you reach your entire subscriber base using text inserts into your existing SMS messages. So what that really does from a carrier perspective is it doesn't generate any additional traffic, because if you look at a text message, it's 160 characters. If you look at the GSM world, the majority of people who send text messages don't use up 50% of it. So you have 50% of that real estate to use and add a very bespoke and distinct message on a subscriber basis and send it back out to the subscribers. And it really can help leverage customer loyalty. It can help drive additional revenues from an operator, from third parties who want their messages to be sent to the carrier's customers. So there's almost a win-win situation from a carrier from deploying these sorts of services. And being with Tekelec, we have already done that with some of our customers.
Now, you didn't mention GPS integration with that kind of strategy, marketing strategy. Is that something that would be integrated with GPS?
So things like location-based services is something which is definitely becoming quite a big thing in the industry. The main way that's done currently is actually using cell IDs and triangulation. So GPS is something we're looking at how we can build that into text messages. And actually, you can send GPS coordinates via text messages now. There's actually some applications around enterprise, which is another one of the main growth areas that we see for mobile messaging. Especially, just give an example, in Germany, they actually use GPS tracking systems in say for trucks. So the person who is driving the truck, they have a mobile phone, have a GPS tracking system, hook it up. Every so often, they send an SMS message with the GPS coordinates in that SMS message. That will be fed through the network to the driver's home base. And someone can sit on the front screen and show exactly where all their drivers are. So you can think of a couple of benefits of that. If there was any major accidents on any of the roads, they could say, guys, divert around it. Or one of our customers had a very high priority pickup, which we want to do in the next half an hour. Which one of my trucks can I send? So from a logistic point of view, you can see you can really generate, and also leverage location with SMS.
Okay, so I'm a wireless carrier, and I've got 17-year-old equipment inside of my company, and I recognize that mobile messaging is one of the biggest revenue drivers for my company, and I'm thinking about picking up the phone and calling you. Why do I do that?
That's probably one of the toughest questions, and also a great question as well. So in a very quick nutshell, Tekelec has deployed now its mobile messaging equipment in around 50 operators around the world. So we're very used to dealing and also installing our equipment with, for example, for you an operator as a 16-year-old infrastructure, we can come in and say, we've done this at a number of different places. We can help with the integration from the billing point of view, from the operations and maintenance, but also one of the big selling points, as well as the ease of integration, which is one of the key things from an operator, is that we offer a flexible, modular architecture, which is vastly different from the 16-year-old monolithic legacy SMS architecture, which allows you to grow. And during the show, you've seen LTE come up. Everyone's talking about LTE, and how to drive IMS-based services. And putting in the newer technology helps you bridge the gap between the traditional networks, the networks of which people have from an SMS point of view, to drive into the future of more data-rich in environments of using SIP over IMS.
So what's next for Tekelec? What can we expect in the next few years?
So Tekelec at the moment, we're still. So at the moment, SMS is a huge growth market, and we're really going to help our customers to grow, and also to keep really their SMS-based revenues. Also, what we see, depending on how the rollout of LTE and the next generation do, we also will help our customers trying to bridge and interwork between the world today and the world tomorrow. So those are some of the big things that we currently see.
Thanks. We've been speaking with Tekelec's Alan Pascoe. My name is Rich Tehrani in the TMC Newsroom. Thank you so much for watching.